Okay, let's discuss about EMU 8086. As you know, it is emulator. So what emulator do? It will give you the idea that actually you are currently working on 8086 processor. So you can feel that what happens in the 8086, and it will look like this. It will show you all the registers and everything. You need to type EMU, and this is how you can launch it. Once you launch it, you will get this screen. Here you are having different options that you want to start a new project, or you want to use some examples which is already available, or some file that you have already stored that you can open it. So suppose if we click on new button, then in that case what happens is you will get this kind of screen. Here for our curriculum we can choose this format. So go through this format, select it and click on OK. Once you click on OK, it will open this kind of template to you. As you already know, in 8086 you are having 4 segments, right? One is data segment, one is stack segment, this one is code segment, and extra segment. If your code is bigger, you can use extra segment, but as far as our curriculum is concerned, we are not going to use extra segment at any case. For our case, we are not even going to use this part, stack segment. So if you remove this, then it is also okay. In data segment, you are going to define all your variables, and as it is written over here, you can start writing your code from here. So your code will remain here. Now these 2 lines will be always there in your code. Why these 2 lines are there? This will forcefully stop the execution of our code. This is called interrupt, int21h, and this is called function value for that interrupt. Move ax, 4c00h is function value, and int21h is interrupt. This is used for making your program forcefully stop. That's why this is used. So this is the template that we are going to use. Fine. Now suppose, let's see. Now this is my example code which is available here. Now as I said, in data segment currently we have defined 3 variables, 2 array and 1 variable. Here dw, that you can see here, that means data word, and db is data byte. Data word means it occupies 16 bit, data byte means it occupies 8 bit. Now this part is not needed. Now if you want to know where this 11 and everything is stored, so suppose this is my memory. If my data segment starts from this part, so ds will contain some value. Suppose 0710 is the value of ds. If this is 00000001 00100011 like this, then my array 1 will start with this. Here lower byte will store, here higher byte will store, here lower byte will store, here higher byte will store. Like this your data will be stored. So I can say that the starting point of my array 1 is 0000. This is how it is stored in memory. Same way, this one is on 00, this one on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my array 2 will start with location 0 A, because 10 is 0 A. So if I want to access array 2 directly, what I can do is ds colon 000A. If I write this, I can directly access my array 2. So this is array 2. Once it get over, you can find out count variable. It is again of 16 bit. Fine. And as you can see here, you can write down your code. Now how the code will work and everything, that we'll see later on. Currently we are focusing on emulator. So once you emulate it, you will get this kind of screen. There are 3 parts of the screen. This is first part, this is second part, this is third part. Your first part is your source code. So whatever code you have written is displayed over here, right? You can see the same code here, all the instructions. The part number 3 is showing you all the registers of 8086. What happens in all the registers? As you can see here, AX, BX, CX, all the registers are available here. Whatever registers available in 8086. The middle part, this part, is showing you the physical memory. As you already know from our previous sessions that in 8086 we are having 1 MB of physical memory. Why? Because we are having 20-bit address bus. 2 raised to 20 is equal to 1 MB. That's why this is our memory. And as you can see, 07220, 07221, 07222, all these are our memory locations. And as you can see, there are 5 digits, right? 5 hex digit, that means 20-bit. So all that are 20-bit addresses of our different locations. What this blue part contains, for this one instruction I require 3 bits. So this instruction is of 3-bit instruction, I can say that, sorry, 3 byte, because each block is of, in 8086 if this is my memory, this each blocks is of 8 bit, so 1 byte, right? So I require 3 byte for this move ax comma this instruction. Get it? Okay, now let's continue. So I think these 3 parts are clear. This is source code part, this one is physical memory, and these are the registers available in 8086. This is what is available in emulator, so you can see everything over here. Now this is the physical address of the memory, this is the value stored in that memory, machine code for that, and these are the actual values, right? So here you can see null is stored, L is stored, and this is the machine code for that particular, green part is machine code of that particular thing. So this is what is available. Now if you can see over here, when you click on single step, you can go by 1 and 1 instruction. Initially it was 3 byte instruction, now moved es comma ix is 2 byte instruction, that you can see it from here. And when you do, what kind of changes will come, that you can also observe in different register. Now ax is containing this value, my IP instruction pointer is also changed and the value get changed. So this is how you can see what's going on in the background of 8086. That's why it is emulator. Fine. So this is what you can do. Other than that, as we have discussed, in 8086, in 8086 you are having 20-bit address bus, and if you want to access it, it will represent it in the form of base address colon offset, right? So here 0710 is my base address of DS register, 0000 is my starting point, and that is the starting point of array 1, as we have already discussed. So you can see 11112222 is stored on this location. And how to get the physical address from this? So 07100, this is hardwired 0 plus 0000, so 07100, that is the exit value. You can find it over here. This is how it gets the physical address of any location using the combination of base address and offset, and you can go through the memory of 8086. That also you can visualize in our emulator. Now next is, other than all this thing, you can see directly which variables are available, what are the values of that variables. Currently we have defined 3 variables, array 1, array 2, array 3. If you put here, instead of 1, if you put 5 element, you can see all 5 elements of array 1. Count is having only 1 value, so that is 1. Fine. So variables also you can see, it is available in the bottom of the screen of your emulator. As you can see over here, variable is here. So here you can look out all the variables that you have defined. Other than that, if you want to see what happens inside the flags, you can watch out all your 9 flags here, that what happens with each flag, right? So that is also available. Flags also you can see. In future you can do some work with strings, right? In that case you require the ASCII code of each and every stuff. So here you can get the ASCII code also of the stuff which is available. And other than that, if you need to convert, as I already told you that here in 8086 you need to work with decimal and hexa, both numbering system. So many of the time it is confusing that you are getting correct output or not. So for that you are having calculator available. Using this calculator you can find out the given number and convert the number. Even the base is also available. So based on this calculator also, it is available in the math menu. That math menu is available here, right? So you can explore this menu and you will get to know that how to convert stuff from one base to another. So this is all about emulator. Go through it again thoroughly, fine. And you can, if you understand emulator properly, you can indirectly understanding the 8086 architecture, and it will help you a lot. Programming is different stuff. For that we'll do practice again, and we need to learn the instructions. As you can see, if you don't know the instruction, it is not possible for you to write down the program. So that is the different story. But at least if you understand this emulator structure properly, you can understand 8086 well. So I hope this is clear.